As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Well, oddly, I had to go with Drew Brees, who got axed by NBC after just 1 year in the booth. Now, I guess he wanted more NFL games on his schedule and whatever. But the reason I picked him as a winner is whether it's color commentary or quarterbacking, if he wants to get back into it, there's a lot of people that suggest he might. This has never been a better time to be a free agent in the business on either side of it, because the money being thrown around at some of these guys is absolutely ridiculous. Drew Brees, most people really like him, respect him. I know he had that one issue about the, I don't know, was it the kneeling or whatever, but
I thought you were talking about the jewelry thing. You remember that?
God, yeah, that makes me so mad. What a waste of money, moron. But he could stand to make a lot of money if he decides to dip the toe back into the NFL, which a lot of people have suggested he may do. I'm betting there's probably a big chunk of change there for him on that end of it. Or if he wants to go somewhere else, there's been some musical chairs moving around out there in the color commentary game. Drew Brees probably going to make some big money somewhere.
Yeah, and there may be some people, and I think there are quite a few people that didn't think he was very good in studio or very good on the call. Like he didn't bring a ton of personality to it. He really didn't analyze things the way that I thought he would. And remember, it was only for 6-7 weeks, but I was teammates with the guy. Like he knows football inside and out. He just, for whatever reason, wouldn't open up. And he was actually kind of a funny guy in the locker room. Like he wasn't this always serious. So that's why when I heard him calling games, I saw him doing studio stuff. It was,
who was he with? Who was he on whenever he was calling the games?
Did he call some with Tirico? Is that right?
Tirico's awesome. So I was going to suggest that maybe who he was with wasn't bringing the best out of him, but Tirico's usually fantastic.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I think he was just a little too robotic with it. Yeah. Didn't open up enough, didn't show enough of his personality that he's got.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy is just a tireless worker. I saw that firsthand. So yeah, he's still Drew Brees. Someone's going to want him. It could be
a hard transition because gosh, how long has the guy played football? You're basically taught, or you're literally taught, but you get into the habit of just almost like the one-liner coach speak, and everything's good and everything's positive, and it's just like you just go through the rundown, right? Whenever you're talking to the media. But whenever you're out of it and you're done, people want to hear you open up, make fun of yourself some, tell us what's going on. What do you see out there? What are the quarterbacks going through? It's okay to say someone didn't do something right, and if they messed up, or I don't know, I guess you got to take a few more chances.
Be Charles Barkley. It's not that hard.
The less you care, the better you'll be, right?
And the more you'll get paid.
That's right.
So once again, I hope we get a unfiltered Tom Brady once he gets into it. That's what we all want. So yeah, I know that a lot of people poke fun at Drew Brees and for his announcing style. So we'll see where he lands. Who knows? The guy should be a coach. That's what he should be. He'd be an incredible coach. All right, who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
Well, I had to do this because it's only happened 6 times in history. The Cincinnati Reds, worst team in baseball, by the way, current record 9-26, dead last in Major League Baseball.
Can you say that one more time? We have this buddy that is a frequent listener of the podcast, big Reds fan. So I just want to make sure you repeat this part. So I believe he listens to it typically on his walks which
Oh,
he's
no.
he's trying to decompress. I don't know how this portion of it is going to work for that whole strategy. But can you
Yeah.
repeat that one more time, Ted?
Yeah, the Reds, dead last Major League Baseball, 9-26, and pulled off a feat only pulled off 5 previous times. It's impressive. They had a no-hitter and lost the game to the Pirates 1-0. How about that?
No hitter,
No-hitter,
lost.
lost 1-0. Pretty bad.
What do you even say? Like, if you're the coach, if you're the manager after that game, what do you even say?
Well, good job to the pitcher, I guess, right?
Right?
And I guess it was like a the starter didn't complete the entire game. I think he threw like 7 1/3, and then relief came in.
Did he
I
pull
guess
himself out like Kershaw?
I don't know what happened there, but I think Pittsburgh scored on a fielder's choice, and just amazing. Only happened 5 other times in Major League history. So congratulations. I guess that's something that they'll remember from this season.
That could be the best memory of the Cincinnati Reds entire season. We love you, Toby. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, T-Row.
All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all, whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone. Everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. First Fidelity Bank provides free ATMs worldwide, making banking convenient wherever you are. They also give back to the community. FFB donates a total of more than $500,000 to local charities and educational foundations. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information.
and if you are a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you're doing. Head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to grab some of Balcones Lineage Single Malt Whiskey. It was just voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn Whiskey.
It's made from blue corn. That's the fancy corn.
And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year round. In 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnny Walker and Macallan, and became the first American distillery ever to win that competition. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but yeah, the owners, they're from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. All right, for my winner of the weekend, I thought about going, I don't know who the guy is, but the guy that removed the raccoon from the stands at the Arkansas baseball game, that was impressive. Like, just grabbed it by the scruff of its neck and carried it out there like it was nothing. And the raccoon, maybe the best part about it, Ted, is the raccoon's like losing it for a second, and then the raccoon just kind of accepts. Like, the raccoon could feel this dude's energy. The raccoon knew instantly, almost instantly, that this guy had no fear.
No fear
of the raccoon at all.
And possibly getting the raccoon out of a situation that he desperately did not want to be in. But I'll tell you what, a cornered raccoon, no chance. That thing will tear your ass up. That guy's a professional. Hats off.
I need to know more about him.
The guy or the raccoon? I need to know more about the raccoon, because that was awful docile, man. You come across one of those suckers in the wild and you've got it cornered and it's in a situation like that, you do not want any part of a raccoon.
Hold on. I feel a Lehman conspiracy theory coming on. Are you suggesting that the raccoon may have been, I don't know, mellowed out somehow?
I don't know what I'm suggesting. I'm not suggesting.
This whole thing is set up by this guy? Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that a raccoon, typically in a situation like that, is not something that you want to just reach down and grab.
I don't ever want to grab a raccoon.
That is the proper mindset right there. This guy is the raccoon whisperer, I guess.
He must be. I mean, he absolutely must be. So I also thought about going, if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It is, he's just got it by the neck and everyone's going crazy. And everyone also is like, dude, is that guy just good at, like, he's so calm holding that raccoon. And the raccoon just you can see when the raccoon gets dejected, just like shoulder slump. It's just like, well, dang it. I guess it's just a hilarious video. But also thought about going with Memphis Grizzlies fans, because I think hope is a powerful thing. And I know they got eliminated by the Warriors on Friday night, but Grizzlies fans have to be fired up about the future of that franchise. With Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and those big-ass biceps of his, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson, and like a lot of young pieces. And Dylan Brooks even said it. He said, Golden State's getting old. We're young. We're going to be here every year. So I can't imagine that Grizzlies fans aren't really, really excited about the future.
No, that's a fun group to watch. Still love watching Steven Adams. They got some really young, exciting pieces. Watching that game Friday night, it reminded me, and it makes me feel good a little bit. The hatred is back for me with Steph Curry. Total respect to the dude. Amazing. I just can't stand to watch him play basketball. It makes me so mad. Part of it is because he's so good, but the hatred for Golden State is growing, which I needed.
Let the hatred fuel you. Good.
Yes.
Good. But my winner of the weekend, the Boston Celtics. Once again, I'm not cheering for the Celtics. Just really enjoy watching them play basketball. Just really enjoy watching them play. And man, game 7, best 2 words in sports, my ass, man. That was boring. I was a little disappointed. And there was not a lot of suspense in that one. Celtics pulled away from the Bucks in the second half, sent the defending champs home 109-81. Giannis, you look at the stat line, like still insane. Well, like 25 and 20 or something like that. But he looked a little fatigued to me, especially in that second half. Just missed some shots, especially near the rim, that he just normally doesn't miss. And I think you could see Chris Middleton's absence finally catch up to them in this game. Like there wasn't another guy that the Bucks could turn to for offensive production. And meanwhile, the Celtics, it's a make or miss league, right? And the Celtics hit 22 threes. They shot 55 of them. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, the Bucks, they went 4 of 33 from 3.
Ouch. Going to be hard to win an NBA game with a stat line like that.
Which is,
I don't care who you're playing.
Yeah, it's the second worst 3-point percentage in a playoff game ever when a team attempts 30 or more threes. So a historically bad shooting game for the Bucks. But I continue to be impressed with the Celtics. And just like we all predicted, that it wasn't Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown leading the way, although I thought both of those guys played really solid on both ends of the floor. Tatum, a couple of those fouls they called on him, I disagreed with, and him being in foul trouble was annoying for me because he's really fun to watch right now. But Grant Williams, he did it again.
Wild.
just a massive game, 27 points, hit 7 threes. I think he shot like 18 of them and was just a huge difference maker, made things tough on Giannis, like used his strength on Giannis. Like I don't know, but I suppose we'll never know what would have happened if the Bucks would have had Chris Middleton, if he wouldn't have gone down with the knee. But I am fired up for an Eastern Conference Finals between Boston and Miami. That is, for the record, I like Boston, but this series, it should be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, I still don't know who to pick for like who you would say is going to win the championship this year. I think it's as open as it's been in a long time, and frankly, I think that makes for a lot of fun watching it. You know, we've had the super team thing where, you know, one team is just totally dominant and everyone's just trying to take down the giant. Not nearly as entertaining as whenever you're at this point in the playoffs and you still feel like pretty much everyone has a shot at it. It's entertaining stuff.
Okay. For my loser of the weekend, and remind you, currently as we're recording this, it is 8:45 p.m. Central Time. It's the end of the third quarter in the Mavericks Suns game. I want you to venture a guess at what the score is. I've got it on the TV right in front of me. I've been watching it a little bit. Everyone said, "Oh, Phoenix at home," right?
End of the third quarter.
End of the third quarter.
Now, I've been keeping pace with this. You've made some comments throughout the podcast whenever we've been off. I'm going to say the score is 95 to 65.
You're pretty damn close on the Dallas side of things. End of the third quarter. Dallas has 92 points.
All right.
Luka Doncic has 35 points. He's 6 of 11 from 3. The Phoenix Suns, remember, the number 1 team in the league, best team in the league. It's not even up for debate throughout the regular season. 50.
Woo!
They are down 42 at home through 3. Part of me, I was like, maybe we should pause it. We can watch the fourth quarter because I want it to be in my winners and losers. Nope, I think we're good here, Ted. I think the Mavs can hold on to the 42-point lead in the fourth.
They're going to double them up. I bet they double them up.
Chris Paul has 3 points.
Woo!
He's only taken 5 shots. He's got 3 points. What?
That's wild.
Phoenix can't hit a shot. They're 4 of 20 from 3, but at home, there's no doubt the Phoenix Suns are the loser of the weekend. But I've got another one teed up because, oh my gosh, what a stunningly embarrassing performance by them. Oh my. I mean, all things considered, I had my concerns, right? You're in a 1-game scenario and the other team's got Luka Doncic. Not great, right? If you're a Phoenix Sun player or a fan, but the game's not even competitive. Not only is it not competitive, they're down 42 right now.
And they haven't been competitive since the very beginning of it. Like, they were down 20 something in the first period, right?
Hey,
first quarter. Sorry.
Hey, 10 minutes to go. Oh, never mind. They're down 42 again. Never mind. They'd cut it to 40. Okay. That's enough about the Suns. The Suns lost and they got destroyed. So the Chris Paul slander is coming. Someone check on Ryan Russillo. I love that guy's podcast, but man, this is good for him. Everyone in the world is going to tune into what he says about this game, including me. Can't wait. But I thought about going with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Remember, it's Leafs, not Leaves. Little hockey talk here, Ted.
Okay.
They lost 2-1 in Game 7 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I think Tampa Bay's back-to-back champs, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's right.
Maple Leafs are now 0-9 in elimination games over the last 5 playoffs.
Wow.
They have not won a playoff series since 2004.
And if they're 0-9 in elimination games over the last 5 play, that means that they've had some closeout games, several of them. Wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
Tough time to be a fan of the old Maple Leafs, but my loser of the weekend, and it pains me to say it, but we got to call it how we see it. OU softball.
Yep.
Lost the Big 12 tournament final to Oklahoma State 4-3 in 8 innings. A very entertaining game, right? When Jocelyn Allo hit that home run, I was fired up. But kind of a painful loss, right? For Patty Gasso's group. First time OU has not been the regular season and tourney champs since 2012, and you lose it to your in-state rival. Not great. Can't imagine that was very fun for the coaches or the players. And just the way that the winning run comes on a bases loaded walk. And I know that Nicole May, right? She had gotten the 2 outs with the bases loaded, but I mean, a 4-0 walk for the game-winning run just can't sit well with anyone. But I will say this. You've got to give Kenny Gajewski and his team credit. That guy has done a fantastic job at Oklahoma State with that program. And I thought they executed well in some situations, some small ball situations. Maybe OU made some mistakes in those situations as well. Thought Morgan Day was really good in the circle for him, especially late. And they deserve to win the game. It's weird to say that because they were playing Oklahoma, but Oklahoma State, they made plays when they had to be made.
Nope, there's no doubt about it. Usually that you see in games like that where Oklahoma they tend to jump all over people, put pressure on them. And that's what it looked like was going to happen. The second time through the lineup, they started getting the bat on the ball, starting to apply some pressure. Oklahoma State started making some fielding mistakes out there, errors like easy throwing errors and stuff like that. And you thought, okay, the dam's about to break. But credit Oklahoma State. They battled. They hung in there. They really put the pressure on the pitching late for Oklahoma. And, you know, it's interesting because, you know, Jordy Ball obviously did not pitch, but that's not an excuse because there's nobody that would have said that with the rest of the, rest of the staff that they wouldn't be able to get this done. You would still expect that they'd be able to get it done with Nicole May and Troutwine. So it was really a shocker.
Yeah. So got to give Oklahoma State their credit, but also got to criticize ESPN. What the hell, guys?
Wow.
I mean, we can't lose the feed during the most dramatic part of the game.
Was it right when they went to extra innings? Wasn't it?
Just gone. Poof.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, could turn our man Plank on, but I want to watch it. I want to see it with my eyes.
We had a bunch of people over. Whole family was here. Some people from the neighborhood were here, and we're all just like crowded around the TV outside, TV inside, and then it's like, what happened? Total meltdown at the house.
And not only ESPN, come on, guys, let's get it together. But the Big 12, what's going on with this whole Big 12 champions thing, right? That's confusing. It's confusing to a lot of people. So it's why isn't it the exact same as the way it is in Big 12 basketball, right? OU, they are the Big 12 champs, right? They won the regular season title. That makes them the Big 12 champs. Oklahoma State, they're the Big 12 tournament champs. You can't have two people calling themselves Big 12 champs. Just, it's not how it works.
Well, the weird thing is the same scenario can happen in football. And I think it did happen with Oklahoma State this last year, right?
No, well, I see what you're saying. But the
because
Big 12.
You play everyone.
Right.
That's the difference. So you play everyone and already know who the champion is, but then you also play the championship game, which I know it's not a tournament, but it's kind of the same thing. And I don't know. You're right, though. In everything else, there's a difference between the two.
And both are important, right? Oklahoma State winning the Big 12 tournament, that's a huge deal. It's like the first time since 1995 that I think they won the league outright that year. It was like 1992, something like that. Last time they won what would that have been? The Big 8 tournament.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal for Kenny Gajewski in that program, but you can't be having two groups saying we're Big 12 champs. No. But we got to figure this out.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's the thing. Whenever they beat you in that situation, you don't have much of a say in what they do. You had your opportunity with it.
That's why I'm not mad at Oklahoma State or their fans calling themselves Big 12 champs. This is what the Big 12, right? If you look at the Big 12 Twitter, that's the phrasing they're using.
Right.
So as opposed to the SEC, I was watching the SEC one because ESPN flipped over to it during extra innings.
Yeah, we all saw that.
And it was the SEC tournament champions. So come on, Big 12, let's figure this out. I know we're not here for that much longer, but come on, man.
Do you sense any trouble?
I do. I'm concerned about Jordy Ball. For whatever, I think, and Nicole May's been battling that injury. She just doesn't have the pop that she had last year. And Troutwine, she's really good some days. She's very hittable some days. Jordy Ball, in my opinion, is the difference between a healthy Jordy Ball is the difference between them winning a national title and them not.
I don't know. And I agree with that. I'll also add that it's good, and I don't know what the statistics say, but I feel like offensively, they're not as dominant as they were a year ago on the offensive side.
It feels that way to me as well, but then again, we could be completely wrong.
Right. Yeah. I don't know that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the stats say, but it feels like just as you go through, like the lineup is not as potent. It's still great. Don't get me wrong. They're the number one seed, and that's totally justified. It just seems like not a slump, but just not as much pop maybe as they had this time a year ago. Could be wrong on that.
Yeah. They'll host the Norman Regional. Prairie View A&M, Minnesota, and Texas A&M will be coming to Norman for that. Maybe we can ask Patty. This was about the time we had Patty on last year, right?
Is that right? Yeah. I think that's right.
Right before the regional kicked off. I will send some text messages. See what we can get done.
Good deal.
Look at us complaining. They get the number one overall seed. They went, 48-2? Sky's
not complaining, but here's the thing. I can relate to this. I was on a team that was undefeated during the regular season, right? Undefeated, lose the Big 12 championship. And at the time, it's like the same thing. Before that game, is this the greatest college football team ever? Is like what they're talking about on SportsCenter and ESPN. And right on cue, lose the Big 12 championship. Okay, no harm, no foul. A slip up, still in the national championship, lose that game to what I consider to be not a very good LSU team. Should have killed that squad, but it's a frustration of mine that I still think about to this day, but I feel like there's a lot of similarities there.
Jason White wasn't exactly healthy either.
I know, just like Jordy Ball.
You're scaring OU fans right now, man. You know that, right?
Well, if we know about it before it happens, we can keep the train from derailing, Gabe.
That's a good point. It's a good point. One last thing about that, about the Big 12 championship game in softball. Mahomes tweeting Grace Lyons. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
There you go. Big
That's
time.
cool. That's cool. Real, recognize real.
A lot of people watching. A lot of people watching.
Popular. All right.